Figure shows current pulses of a class C power amplifier. The fundamental frequency of these pulses is A 100 kHz, B 1000 kHz, C 10 kHz, D 1 kHz. The correct answer is 100 kHz. A FET has A very high input resistance, B very low input resistance, C high connection emitter junction, D forward biased PN junction. The correct answer is very high input resistance. A TRIAC is a semiconductor device which acts as a two-terminal unidirectional switch, B two-terminal bidirectional switch, C three-terminal bidirectional switch, D four-terminal multidirectional switch. The correct answer is three-terminal bidirectional switch. The clap oscillator shown in figure will operate at A 4.6 kHz, B 46 kHz, C 460 kHz, D 4600 kHz. The correct answer is 460 kHz. In a Darlington pair, the emitter of first transistor drives the base of the second. B. The base of the first transistor drives the emitter of the second. C. Emitters of the two transistors are connected through a resistor. D. None of the above. The correct answer is the emitter of first transistor drives the base of the second. Figure shows a zener circuit and characteristic of the zener used. If R2 is the lowest load resistance, then for proper voltage regulation R1 must be A more than, B more than, C less than, D less than. The correct answer is less than. In CC configuration, the output signals has approximately A the same amplitude and phase, B opposite amplitude and phase, C same amplitude but opposite phase, D none of the above. The correct answer is the same amplitude and phase. The PIV of a bridge rectifier is less than that of full wave rectifier with center tapped transformer. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. Zero bias works only with A D MOSFETs, B E MOSFETs, C both D and E MOSFETs, D neither D nor E MOSFETs. The correct answer is D MOSFETs. Which of the following uses a capacitor in the feedback path? A. Active low pass filter, B. Active high pass filter, C. Both A or B, D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is active low pass filter. In an inverting amplifier using op-amp, the current input to the inverting terminal A is equal to the current through feedback resistance, B is less than the current through feedback resistance, C is more than the current through feedback resistance, D may be equal to less or more than current through feedback resistance. The correct answer is equal to the current through feedback resistance. For a transistor, the normal collector voltage is 12 V. If actually it is found to be 28 V, the trouble could be ARL is open, BRE is open, CCE is shorted, DCE is open. The correct answer is RE is open. In a CE transistor amplifier, when collector-emitter voltage increases, the instantaneous operating point moves up the load line, B the instantaneous operating point moves down the line, C load current increases, D none of the above. The correct answer is the instantaneous operating point moves up the load line. In figure, VC is approximately equal to A 2V, B 4.6V, C 8V, D 7.6V. The correct answer is 8V. Which one of the following power amplifier has the maximum efficiency? A class A, B class B, C class AB, D class C. The correct answer is class C. The common emitter short circuit current gain of a transistor A is a monotonically increasing function of the collector current IC. B is a monotonically decreasing function of IC. C increasing with IC for low IC reaches a maximum and then decreases with further increase in IC. D is not a function of IC. The correct answer is increasing with IC for low IC reaches a maximum and then decreases with further increase in IC. A complementary symmetry amplifier has a 1p-NP and 1n-PN transistor, B2p-NP transistor, C2n-PN transistor, D2p channel FETs. The correct answer is 1p-NP and 1n-PN transistor. The units of are AV, BV1, CJ, DJK. The correct answer is V1. Negative feedback is used in audio amplifiers to A. Operate class C, B. Reduce distortion, C. Increase distortion, D. Increase gain. The correct answer is reduce distortion. A BJT amplifier has a power gain of 0.5 from source to base. The power gain in dB is A. 0.3 dB, B. 3 dB, C. 6 dB, D. 10 dB. The correct answer is 3 dB. A rectifier circuit has load resistance R. It uses a capacitance filter having capacitance C for low ripple in the output. A. RC should be 1. B. RC should be low. C. RC should be high. D. RC should be neither low nor high. The correct answer is RC should be high. In graphical analysis of BJT amplifier, the slope of AC line is more than that of DC load line. A. True. B. False. C. D. The correct answer is true. Which circuit is called emitter follower? A. CC, B. CE, C. CB, D. Both A and B. The correct answer is CC. Logarithmic amplifiers are used in A. Adders, B. Dividers, C. Multipliers, D. All of the above. The correct answer is dividers. Figure represents A. JFET shunt switching circuit, B. JFET series switching circuit, C. JFET analog switch, D. multiplexing. The correct answer is JFET series switching circuit. In figure VB 0.7V, if base current required to saturate the transistor is 0.1 mA Vi, A. 5V, B. 5.7V, C. 10V, D. 10.7V. The correct answer is 5.7V. As per Miller theorem, the circuit of figure 1 can be replaced by that in figure 2 if V1 V2K then Y1 and Y2 are equal to A. Y1K each, B each, C. Y1 Y1K and Y2, D. Y1 and Y2 1K. The correct answer is Y1 Y1K and Y2. In a biased JFET figure, the shape of the channel is as shown because A. It is the property of material used. B. The drain end is more reverse biased than source end. C. Drain end is more forward biased than source end. D. Impurity profile changes with distance. The correct answer is the drain end is more reverse biased than source end. Quartz crystal has A. very small q, B. small q, C. very high q, D. q less than 1. The correct answer is very high q. The current I CBO A. increases with increases in temperature, B is normally greater for silicon transistor than germanium transistors. C mainly depends on the emitter-based junction bias. D depends largely on the emitter doping. The correct answer is increases with increases in temperature. Which of the following statement is correct? A. A FET is a current-controlled device. B. A BJT is always reverse biased. C. The semiconductor material of the gate in an N-channel JFET is P-type. D. JFET has higher input impedance than MOSFET. The correct answer is the semiconductor material of the gate in an N-channel JFET is P-type. In a bipolar transistor at room temperature, if the emitter current is doubled, the voltage across its base emitter junction, A doubles, B halves, C increase by about 20 mV, D decrease by about 20 mV. The correct answer is halves. Which one of the following power amplifier has the maximum efficiency? A class A, B class B, C class AB, D class C. The correct answer is class C. Negative feedback lowers the cutoff frequency and increase the upper cutoff frequency of amplifier. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. In a single-stage RC-coupled common emitter amplifier, the phase shift at the lower 3 dB frequency is A0, B 135, C 180, D 225. The correct answer is 135. CE mode input VI characteristic can be shown by a plot of A VB versus IB for constant values of VCE, B VCB versus IC for constant values of IE, C VCE versus IE for constant values of VEB, D VCE versus IE for constant values of VCE. The correct answer is VB versus IB for constant values of VCE. N-channel MOS is A slower than P-channel MOS, B faster than P-channel MOS, C same as P-channel MOS, D none of these. The correct answer is faster than P-channel MOS. Which of the following compensation method in amplifier can be used to reduce the bandwidth? A pole zero compensation, B dominant pole compensation, C lead compensation, D any of the above. The correct answer is dominant pole compensation. A push-pull amplifier balance out A odd harmonics, B even harmonics, C both odd as well as even harmonics, D neither odd nor even harmonics. The correct answer is odd harmonics. If the thermal resistance of a transistor is lower, it means A higher junction temperature, B lower junction temperature, C higher or lower junction temperature depending on circuit conditions, D higher or lower junction temperature depending on transistor. The correct answer is lower junction temperature. A Darlington pair has 300. If RE 1K and RL 100, the input impedance at the base is approximately A 300 k ohm, B 3 k ohm, C 100 k ohm, D 30 k ohm. The correct answer is 3 k ohm. Barkhausen criterion is 1A V0. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. The voltage gain of which transistor configuration is less than unity? A CB, B CE, C CC, D none. The correct answer is CC. Linear transistor circuits always operate in A saturation region, B cutoff region, C active region, D passive region. The correct answer is active region.